Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial, the modern reality of HIV. For the longest time, the conversation around this virus was just completely clouded by fear and, honestly, outdated information. But science has moved so incredibly fast, and it's high time we update our understanding to match the facts we have today. We're going to take a clear, totally destigmatized look at the fundamentals of prevention, treatment, and a truly revolutionary concept called undetectable. So if you're ready to understand how modern medicine is literally flipping the script on this virus, well, you're in exactly the right place.
So let me ask you a question. Can a virus actually become untransmittable? I mean, it sounds kind of contradictory, right? When we hear the word virus, the very first thing that pops into our heads is transmission, how it jumps from one person to another. The idea that a virus could be sitting right there in the body but be completely 100% incapable of being passed on, well, it almost sounds like science fiction. But as we're about to see, there is no fiction here. Keep this question in the back of your mind, because the answer points to a groundbreaking medical reality that changes absolutely everything. Okay, let's dive into this. To really wrap our heads around these breakthroughs, we first need to set a strong baseline. HIV stands for the human immunodeficiency virus. Let's break that down for a second. Human simply means it affects us. Immunodeficiency, that's the real kicker right there. It creates a deficiency, a real weakness inside our immune system. And virus is just the type of pathogen we're dealing with. So by laying out that exact acronym, we know exactly what the primary threat is. It's a virus that is literally built to systematically dismantle our natural defenses. And it doesn't just make you feel a little under the weather. HIV has a highly specific, highly evolved target. It goes straight for your immune system, specifically zeroing in on your CD4 cells. Now, why does that matter? Well, because those CD4 cells are essentially your body's personal security guards. They are the exact cells that help you fight off everyday infections. So on a purely biological level, the virus is attacking the body's security system. It's actively targeting the very defenders whose only job is to keep you healthy, just systematically disarming your ability to protect yourself. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive turning point for us today. It's a stark medical contrast. On one hand, without treatment, if the virus is just left totally unchecked, to keep destroying those CD4 cells, HIV can progress to AIDS. That is the most advanced stage of the infection, where the immune system is severely, severely compromised. But today, the narrative has totally flipped. Thanks to modern medicine, specifically antiretroviral therapy, people living with HIV can live long, incredibly healthy lives. And actually, it does something else too, something just as vital. It reduces the virus to undetectable levels. Going from untreated progression to modern, managed care, that is literally one of the greatest triumphs in all of medical history. Which brings us to this. When HIV is undetectable, it cannot be transmitted through sex. Let me say that again. It cannot be transmitted. That right there is the answer to the big question we asked at the start of this explainer. When antiretroviral therapy suppresses the virus to levels so incredibly low that our standard tests can't even detect it, the virus fundamentally loses its ability to be passed on through sex. No transmission. Zero. This isn't just a cool medical fact. It is a monumentally empowering reality. It shatters the stigma, it strips away the fear, and it proves, without a doubt, that treatment itself is a highly effective form of prevention. So the crucial point is, between these amazing treatments and our proactive measures, we have an accessible, highly effective shield. Think about the everyday tools we have right now. First up, regular testing. I mean, you can't fight what you don't know is there, right? Then condom use, a classic, proven barrier. But then we get into the absolutely incredible preventative medicines. We've got PrEP, which you take before a potential exposure, and PEP, which you take immediately after. These are highly specific medicines designed to stop the virus from ever taking hold in the body. When you look at this whole toolkit, you shouldn't feel fear. You should feel totally in control. It empowers us to actively protect ourselves every single day. And that brings us to the real so what of all this. Why does knowing all this matter so much? Because accurate information, combined with early testing, doesn't just protect you as an individual. It protects entire communities. Think of it like a chain reaction. When people know the facts, they get tested. When they get tested early, they start antiretroviral therapy. Once on therapy, they become undetectable. And when they're undetectable, the virus cannot be transmitted. Boom. The chain of transmission is completely broken. Accurate information isn't just helpful, it is literally the foundation of community safety. Which leaves us with one final, urgent thought to chew on. We've seen exactly how the virus operates, we've looked at the absolute miracle of modern therapy, and we've uncovered the empowering reality of active prevention and undetectable levels. The science has done its job. It really has. So now, the question is for you. How will you use accurate information to protect your community today? Whether that means prioritizing your own regular testing, using preventative medicines, or honestly, just sharing these facts to help tear down those old, outdated stigmas, the power to end the spread of HIV relies on us. We have to be informed, and we have to take action. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really encourage you to carry this modern understanding forward.